In the state of Arkansas, what do you do to protect children when you can't get help from the police and you can't get help from DHS? This question has been posed to me more times than I care to admit. Not only have people asked me the answer to this question, but I have asked the answer to this question myself. So I'm going to tell you a story that I was told over the weekend. The only perspective that I have at this point is the perspective of the grandparents that told me about the case. So it is important to know that the grandparents that I spoke to are the maternal grandparents of the victim in this case. And the victim, I'm not going to use her actual name. I'm just going to call her V for victim. So the grandparents had a pretty good relationship with V. Now, V was about 3 years old when all of this happened. This all happened in 2023. V lived in a home with her mom and dad. Now, for the first part of the story, the mom was pregnant and then the mom actually had the baby. So at the end of the story, V lives in a home with mom, dad, and baby. Grandma says even before the more serious stuff happened, she had seen some things that were like red flags to her, like locking a 2.5-year-old in her bedroom with the lock on the outside of the bedroom door. And mom said that she did this because she wanted the 2.5-year-old to get used to her room. So she would put her in there at night and let her cry. Then there was an incident at a restaurant where the 2.5-year-old was acting out a little bit, and dad took the 2.5-year-old and put the 2.5-year-old in the car, left her in the car with a device while the rest of them went back in the restaurant and ate their meals. And grandma said that she tried to discuss these things with mom, like, hey, you weren't raised this way. You know better than to treat children like this. What is it that you're doing? And she was like, any commentary she had on the situation was just unwelcomed. Sometime around mid 2023, V goes over to grandparents' house and she spends the night. Now, V wasn't potty trained. V wore pull-ups. So grandma goes to change the pull-up. Now, grandma is the only one that changed diapers in that home because grandpa didn't feel comfortable changing the diaper of a baby girl. He just didn't feel comfortable. So he left it to grandma, and that's okay. So grandma went to change V before bed, and she noticed that in the diaper area, V looked irritated. V looked abnormal. There was just something that was off, and grandma felt like this needed a doctor's attention. So grandma told mom, like, hey, this is abnormal. This is not right. I'm in fear that something has perhaps happened to her. I think that you need to take her to the doctor. Now, mom said that she would take V to the doctor. What happened was mom did take V to the doctor a few times because V was sick. But each time mom took V to the doctor, she didn't mention this particular issue to the doctor. And grandma was like, why are you're taking her to the doctor? Why don't you just bring it up? Like, they asked, is there anything else you need to talk to me about? And you're not bringing it up, right? Now, at some point, mom does tell grandma that she took V to the doctor and she spoke to the doctor about this issue. And according to the mom, the doctor thought that it was no big deal. So grandma still thinks that it's an issue, but she kind of lets it go, leaving it to the professionals. So then around August of 2023, V again comes back to grandma and grandpa's to spend the night. So this time, grandma goes to change V's diaper and V has a noticeable issue in her diaper area, her vaginal area. At this point, grandma feels like it is clear to her that V has been SA'd. There are anatomy changes, if you will, in V. Now, even though grandma feels certain that this is what's happened, grandma asked grandpa, like, hey, can you look at this? She just wanted an objective opinion. And grandpa is like, that is not right. She needs to go to a doctor. So grandma and grandpa started to formulate a plan how to take V to the doctor to get some attention for this issue that V has now. So grandma and grandpa decided to take V to the doctor. Now they decided it would be best if they took V to her primary care physician. That's someone that V was already comfortable with. And they felt like that would be an important thing. So they went to V's regular doctor. Now, the doctor said that V had a labial tear and he prescribed a medication, a cream to heal this labial tear. The doctor did say that he felt this was something that the grandparents should report to DHS, but the doctor, as a mandated reporter, did not report it to DHS. While the grandparents were at the doctor, they asked, about the last time that V came into the doctor, and the mom spoke to the doctor about this vaginal issue that V was having. And the doctor was pretty much like, I don't know what you're talking about. This has never been discussed with me before. And at that point, grandma and grandpa kind of figure out that mom has been lying to them. Mom never spoke to the doctor about this issue. Mom just told grandma that she had to get grandma off her back. So the doctor prescribes this medication. Grandma goes to the pharmacy to pick up the medication. The pharmacy, for whatever reason, chose to call mom to verify, I guess, that it would be okay for grandma to pick up the medication. And mom says that she doesn't want the prescription filled. Instead, mom immediately came and picked up V from the grandparents. Mom really did not want to hear about what the doctor said, about any suspicions that were had. Nothing. Mom did not want to hear it. And in fact, mom cut off contact that day between the grandparents and V. The grandparents did call the police, and they did call DHS to report this issue. Now, DHS opted not to pull V or the baby out of the home. Instead, they did investigate, and my understanding is that a case is open, but they opted to leave V in the home. Now, grandparents are not saying that dad is the one that has done this to the child. They don't know if it's dad. They don't know if it's mom. They don't know if it's someone else. They don't know if it is the paternal grandfather who, by the way, had been charged with the same sort of crime when one of his children was a child, or back from that time frame, but grandpa was actually acquitted by a jury in that case. The grandparents aren't saying that they know for sure who has harmed the child. They are just saying that they feel very strongly that this child, V, has been harmed, but who do you turn to get help? Grandparents did tell this to me, but I already knew it because I had already read it when I looked up something different for a different case. But did you know that when a child is removed from the home for SA by DHS, that the goal is still reunification? DHS still has a goal to correct the parent's behavior and reunify the child with the parent in these cases, which I feel like is incomprehensible, in my opinion. That being said, I do appreciate the hard work by DHS caseworkers. I am not trying to say anything bad about any of them. They work their hearts out. They really do. I'm just saying, when DHS cannot help you because of their own guidelines, when the police will not help you, what do you do to help a child in the state of Arkansas?